singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Nu știu încă de unde am venit, ce caut aici. Plecam cu coada între picioare, acum mă scap de afiș. N-aveam răbdare să ascult deloc, acum tac. Și răspund după ce înțeleg ce ai zis. Se simte timpul cum trece sau noi cum trecem prin timp. Trăiesc momentul de față ca să-mi creez amintiri. Țin de familie, de prieten, de cine-i loial. Restul voia sorții, scuze, mă cheamă propriu destin. Totuși te simt, o singură șansă avem cu sorii. Simplim focul deschis, e mult mai greu când ai un scop de atins. Te uiți pe lângă tine, vezi cine a supraviețuit. Din ei se luptă să trăiască cum ar trebui. O inimă mare, doi plămâni ca să respir. O inimă mare mă inspiră zi de zi. Fă din șansa ta un vis, fă din șansa ta un vis împlinit. Fiindcă avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. De morte că nu-ți mai trăiești viața. Pune zâmbetul pe față dimineața. Du-te, ia legume fresh, fă-ți viața. Pune tot ce trebuie în trupul ăla ca un rasa. Niște mișcare ca să ungă carcasa. Binecuvântare nu e lumea prea razna. Alegerile noastre ne fac să simțim asta. Atât de multe drumuri eu, yeah. De alei, de alei, de alei, de alei. Dar ce alei, 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 alei.
Știi, avem o singură viață și nu prea
merită
să ne stresăm în fiecare zi pentru toate mizeriile.
Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. One life, one life. One life, one life, one life. One life, one life, one life, one life. Learn it, love it, live it. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Nu știu încă de unde am venit, ce caut aici. Plecam cu coada între picioare, acum mă scap de afiș. N-aveam răbdare să ascult deloc, acum tac. Și răspund după ce înțeleg ce ai zis. Se simte timpul cum trece sau noi cum trecem prin timp. Trăiesc momentul de față ca să-mi creez amintiri. Țin de familie, de prieten, de cine-i loial. Restul voia sorții, scuze, mă cheamă propriu destin. Totuși te simt, o singură șansă avem cu sorii. Simplim focul deschis, e mult mai greu când ai un scop de atins. Te uiți pe lângă tine, vezi cine a supraviețuit. Din ei se luptă să trăiască cum ar trebui. O inimă mare, doi plămâni ca să respir. O inimă mare mă inspiră zi de zi. Fă din șansa ta un vis, fă din șansa ta un vis împlinit. Fiindcă avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. De alei, de alei, de alei. Dar ce alei, 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 alei. Nu știu ce să aleg. că nu-ți mai trăiești viața. Pune zâmbetul pe față dimineața. Du-te, ia legume fresh, fă-ți viața. Pune doar ce trebuie în trupul ăla ca un rasa. Niște mișcare ca să ungă carcasa. Binecuvântare nu e lumea prea razna. Alegerile noastre ne fac să simțim asta. Atât de multe drumuri eu, de alei, de alei, de alei, de alei. Dar ce alei, 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 alei.
Știi, avem o singură viață și
Nu știu ce să aleg.
Hi, welcome everyone to another stream on this channel. Now, sorry for the unannounced stream. Today I'm not going to have any guests, so it's just going to be me. We're going to have a Q&A section where happily I'm going to answer all your questions. We're going to discuss a little bit about Game Week 9, about Game Week 10, and try to preview this Game Week, right? Now, hopefully you can hear me right. Thanks a lot for joining the stream so early. Really appreciate everyone who turned up to the stream. Welcome first, good evening, and yeah, how are you first? If you wanna leave a thought or something like that, and then we can just discuss about Fantasy Premier League, right? Because that's why you are here after all. So yeah, today is going to be just me today. Maybe next week I'm going to be able to have another person or stream. Now, again, if you guys have any suggestions for me, for my content, if you, I don't know, have in mind a special guest for our weekly show, let's call it like that, yeah, I'm open to any opinions, and I'm going to try to have that person here on the stream so we can have a more I don't know, data approach when we preview Game Week 10. But yeah, today is going to be just me. And if you didn't make your transfers yet, I would suggest you try to wait at least till the games tonight are going to be finished, because as you may know, there are a lot of games going on in 2 hours or something like that. It's Liverpool, Crystal Palace. If I just look at the games, Manchester City, a lot of people are a lot of teams are playing in the EFL Cup tonight. It's going to be, yeah, if I can find it, 2. So yeah, it's going to be Arsenal, Brighton are playing tonight, Liverpool, Crystal Palace, Swansea, Manchester City. So probably going to see a more rotated Manchester City side, Wolverhampton, Chelsea, and Newcastle, Tottenham. All these games are tonight. So if you didn't make any transfers yet, I would suggest you to try to wait at least till midnight or something like that. Hi Rizwan Ali, thank you so much for joining. Arthur, League Scene, thank you so much guys for joining the stream, really appreciate it. And also DM McDonald's, as always, I really appreciate your support guys. Thank you so much for being here on pretty much every stream. It really means a lot, and yeah, I really appreciate it. Really good to see you here. I'm considering going differential with captaincy and considering Mateta, Gabriel, and Saka. Who do you pick as differential captain? Yeah, you said they're an interesting option. I saw some people talking on X, on Twitter, whatever you want to call it, about captaining Gabriel. Now, again, usually I wouldn't really captain a defender in FPL. I don't think that I did that ever since I played in 7 or 8 years, something like that. But again, Gabriel, a really nice shout for tonight. Again, if you're that type of manager who is not going to get angry, let's say, if Arsenal are going to concede, because let's be honest, there is a possibility of that happening, even if Burnley are not going to have a lot of chances to score, because Arsenal are the best defense in the league. There is always that possibility for Burnley to get a dodgy penalty or something like that. So yeah, if you're that player, that type of person who can support Arsenal conceding, then yeah, I think that Gabriel could be a really nice captaincy option. Now, talking about me, about my team, I'm still going to captain Haaland, and basically that's because Manchester City are going to play at home against Bournemouth, which is not an easy fixture, let's face it. But I just don't want to go against Erling Haaland. But as you said, Mateta, Gabriel, Saka, all three of them in particular are good shouts for the captaincy in Game Week 10. I don't see a problem with that. Again, Saka has probably the best fixture. Probably I would, if I would pick out of those three, let me say like this, probably I would go Saka, because that's the type of FPL manager I am. Probably I would be more okay with me picking a midfielder who's also probably on penalties for Arsenal than picking a defender. But yeah, all three of them really nice shouts. Thoughts on Cucurella, Timber, Gabriel Munoz, 4 million defender. It's a wildcard budget, solved with Krupi Jr. and Chaka. Okay, so this is a wildcard draft, and you're going with Krupi Jr. and Chaka. Again, I like Cucurella. Out of all the Chelsea defenders, probably he's the one I like the most. Now, with Chelsea defenders in particular, it doesn't really matter which one of them it is, Chalobah, if it's Reece James or not. I think that they have that chance, that slightly chance of being rotated in some matches. That's maybe the only thing what's putting me off about Chelsea. Now, obviously, they concede against Sunderland. I still think that Chelsea are a good defense, so going with a Chelsea defender makes sense. But again, I made a wildcard draft this week. I didn't go with any Chelsea defender on that team. But if you want to pick one, yeah, I don't see a lot of problems with Cucurella. I like him as an option if he's going to play every game week. He has that attacking threat also attached to him. So yeah, I like him. Timber Gabriel would be locks into my wildcard team. The same with Munoz. And yeah, a 4 million defender. Now here you need to pretty much pick your champion, right? Mukiele, Alderete, Rodon, Esteve. Again, I would choose from Sunderland and Leeds. Probably I would go Mukiele, but again, it's not that deep. It's not too much into it. You just pick a 4 million defender and yeah, be done with it pretty much, because you're not going to rely on that defender, right? Every game week. And the McDonald, evening Dennis, good evening everyone. Hope you're well. Yeah, really good. Would you take Poro out for Munoz, or would you take Enzo out for Mbeumo or Pedro Neto? If you have Enzo Fernandez, I would keep him. That's the first thing. Now, maybe you just bought him next game. In that case, definitely I would just keep Enzo Fernandez. It's not the best fixture against Spurs at home. Away, I think, yeah. So Chelsea are playing Spurs away. It's not the best fixture in Game Week 10, but after that, the fixtures for Chelsea are really good. So I would just keep Enzo Fernandez for now. And I would take out Pedro Porro, yeah. We're going to discuss also about my team. I sold Van de Ven. Yeah, after his monster haul in Game Week 9, I had enough of Van de Ven, so I just sold him. Yeah, selling Spurs players makes a lot of sense at the moment. This is the best time probably to do it. They're going to run into a tough fixture run, let's call it like that. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Mostly with the defenders, yeah, I would just get rid of them. And if you can do Poro to Munoz, yeah, that's the transfer I would do, definitely. So yeah, Roofs or Pope, start one, bench one. Okay, so Pope is going to play against West Ham. I think that I'm just going to play Pope. Now, if I look, Sunderland are going to play, let me just check for a second. But yeah, pretty sure I'm just going to play Pope. So Sunderland are playing against Everton, Newcastle against West Ham. Yeah, I would play Pope. I think that's the better fixture. Let's not say... I think that you still have the better defense in Newcastle, but Sunderland were really amazing and impressive this season. So again, I still would go for Pope, I think, yeah. And I would bench Roofs. Yeah, I was thinking Poro for Munoz. Palace fixtures are quite good. Spurs aren't really keeping clean sheets just now. Yeah, again, really crazy gaming for me. So I sold Anderson from Fulham to Rodon, which again, I did that just because there were some doubts about Gabriel. So I needed to have one cover in defense at least, because other than that, I would have Anderson and Alderete, who were both ruled out for Game Week 9. So I sold Anderson to Rodon, started him over Van de Ven, and you know the the end of that story. So yeah, really happy obviously with Rodon. He got 13 points, and Van de Ven was the first player on my bench with 23 points. So a 10-point swing again, I was lucky, I was a little bit unlucky, but yeah, it is what it is. I just don't think that Spurs defenders are going to be that great look going forward, and it's just how that happened. Van de Ven didn't keep a lot of clean sheets. He didn't get defensive contributions, I think, in a lot of games this season. And now in game week 9, he got 2 goals, a clean sheet, 3 bonus points, and also defensive contributions. So yeah, you just need to laugh a little bit about that situation. Hi Lemony Lowy, thank you so much for joining the stream. Really good to see you here. Do I start Euro or Burn and Kudus or Rodon? Euro or Burn? Yeah, let's just move to my team first, and don't be scared. So Euro against Nottingham Forest or Burn against West Ham? I would start Burn. I would start Burn, I think, in that situation. And Kudus or Rodon? Man, with this new system with defensive contributions, we're really thinking about starting Kudus or Rodon, which just looks crazy. I mean, it seems crazy, but I get your point. So again, I think that Brighton are likely to score against Leeds. I think that I would just start Kudus, honestly. You get the minutes, you get a player who's going to play close to 90 minutes, so yeah. Should I consider bench boost though? Guyu and Dubravka, the other two. Now Delap is back from the injury. Let's see if Delap is going to play tonight in the EFL Cup. Now again, it is really tough to know if Guyu is going to start another game. Probably he's going to get some minutes anyway in game week 10. So Guyu, Dubravka, the other two. Yeah, you can make a case with bench boosting there. Let's just see how the lab minutes are going to look like tonight. About Krupi Jr. and Chaka, I need a low budget forward and midfielder. A low budget forward, probably that's just Thiago from Brentford if you want to go, or I'm not sure if you want a cheaper one. Yeah, it makes sense to go with Krupi and Chaka as cheap alternatives, right? Who are going to be sitting on your bench most weeks. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Game week 9, Van de Ven saved my game because Stark didn't play and Van de Ven was my first substitute. Yeah, Rizwan Ali, yeah, I remember what you said. So yeah, really happy for you, man. It's really amazing to have a player scoring 23 points in your FPL team. Bear in mind he's a defender, a 4.7 defender or something like that. So yeah, that must feel amazing. So yeah, congrats with that. Could you do a quick free hit team, please? Yeah, for sure, Wins. I'm going to do that. Now, again, I did a video 2 days ago with a free team there, so it's probably still the same, but I'm going to do a free team, yeah, for you. Just a second, let me answer some questions, and then we're going to look to that. Neto, Mbeumo, Njae, Semenyo, 5 mil midfielder. Should I go Neto or Njae to Sar? I wouldn't go Neto, I think. Is this so this is a wildcard, right? Should I go Neto or Njae to Sar? Oh, yeah, now I get it. I think that I would do Neto to Sar. Honestly, I just like Njae as a pick. I know that he wasn't amazing in the last 2 or 3 gaming, something like that, but I just like him as a pick. On penalties, good for defensive contributions. The fixtures are going to be really good for Everton. So yeah, I would do Neto to Sar, I think. And Mbeumo, I really like those options in midfield. So thanks, mate. I got 33 points to 20k in the world to 100k. I'm impressed. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, your rank is still great if that helps. Now, yeah, it was a really bad gaming for most people. I had Rodon into my team, so pretty much that's the only reason why I got the green arrow this gaming. So yeah, but other than that, this gimmick really stinked. Hi Timmy, thanks a lot for joining the stream. Got Mateta early this week. Same. Now, I want a triple palace pretty soon, basically by next gaming. Should I do a hit for Munoz or Sar, or just wait and do one palace transfer per gaming? I think that I would not take a hit. Now, if you look at the screen, surprise, surprise, I didn't post about it, but obviously I was really close. I did draw Pedro to Mateta for my team on Sunday because Mateta was looking like he was rising in price. So I had 3 free transfers, and as you can see from the screen, I used all of them, which is not exactly what I would usually do. Usually I would really like to wait for all the games to be played. Now hopefully no injuries for me tonight, mostly for Crystal Palace against Liverpool. But yeah, usually I like to wait to the press conferences, wait as much as possible, but in this case I would have been priced out of doing all my moves. So I sold Van de Ven. Which midfielder I sold? Yeah, I sold Van de Ven, Kudus, and João Pedro to Daniel Munoz, Minte, and Mateta. And the only reason I gone for Minte is because I didn't have enough cash to go for Sar. So yeah, anyway, really happy with my transfers. Hopefully no problems are going to appear after tonight, and yeah, hopefully no injuries for me. But yeah, I made all 3 of my free transfers, and this is how my team is looking like at the moment for gaming 10, and probably this is how I'm going to line up. But yeah, that was the plan also for me. If possible, I would have loved to be able to buy Sar, but that wasn't possible just by selling Bruno Fernandes. So yeah, really happy also with Minte for 6 million midfielder. I think that is great. The fixtures for Brighton are amazing going forward. So yeah, really happy how my team is looking at the moment. Hi Dennis, how are you? Hi Emery, thank you so much for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. I'm fine. Thanks for the question. How are you? Mbeumo or Cunha? Mbeumo all day long. I think that Mbeumo is the best pick. If you want to buy a Manchester United midfielder right now, I think that I would go for Mbeumo. Cunha, again, because of the minutes risk, I think that he can be rotated with Mount, with Sesko at some point, so he could miss out, and I just like Mbeumo more. So Mbeumo. Same, João Pedro to Mateta. Yeah, pretty much everybody did João Pedro to Mateta. Yeah, I had enough of João Pedro. This fixture for Gaming 10 wasn't amazing anyway against Spurs. Now, again, obviously João Pedro probably is going to score some goals right after everybody sold him, but yeah, it made a lot of sense for me. So I bought Munoz, Mateta, and Minte. I got rid of my Spurs players. I got rid of Van de Ven. I got rid of Kudus and João Pedro. So overall, really happy with my team. Now the plan is to give Gyökeres 1 or 2 more game weeks. So yeah, at the moment I'm stuck with Gyökeres, which is pretty much the only player I'm not so happy having at the moment. But yeah, should I replace Voldemort to Mateta or keep Voldemort? No, if you have Voldemort, I would just keep him, I think. Now, if you have another route to buy Mateta, he's amazing. But again, I know that I was hyping, everybody's hyping right now Crystal Palace, right? Because their run of fixtures is just starting and it's looking great for them. But I don't think that all of a sudden you need to have 3 players from Crystal Palace, right? They are not essential. I bought Mateta because I was pretty much forced to. I had Gyökeres and João Pedro who are pretty much useless at the moment, so I wanted a good striker. If you want to buy one, I would go for Mateta, but if you have Voldemort, I would not sell him to Mateta, honestly. So yeah, I considering this transfer, Sar in for Stach and Thiago in for Pedro. Yeah, looking good. Now again, the fixtures for Brentford are mixed, but Thiago is looking like he's the best cheap forward from all of them pretty much at the moment. I mean, he scored against Liverpool. He's looking like he's on penalties at the moment. So yeah, if you need that cash, again, I still think that Mateta is better, but yeah. If you had 3 transfers now, who would you swap out? So I had 3 free transfers. I used all of them. Now you're asking me if I had 3 more, so that would be 6 in total. So if I had 3 free transfers now, Honestly, I think that I would roll. I have 0.1 millions in the bank, so again, I would be really happy about rolling the transfers because I think that we're going to enter in a period where the fixtures for Liverpool are going to be great, the fixtures for Newcastle are going to be great, for Manchester City. So you're going to need to have some free transfers to be flexible in the future. And I'm not happy that I don't have. I'm going to have one next game week, but it is what it is. So yeah, now without avoiding the question, if I had 3 free transfers now and I would be forced to use them, let's say it like that, what I would do, I would get rid of Gyökeres and Reinders probably. But what who am I buying? Because the thing is, the only player I'm missing, and I really would love to have him for Gaming 10 is Ismail Assar, and yeah, pretty much that's it. Maybe in defense, I would like to have another option, maybe probably someone like Keane instead of Rodon, something like that. So yeah. Obviously, I don't have the money to sell Rodon and Reinders to Sar and Keane, but if I had to, so I would do probably Gyökeres to Thiago if I had 3 free transfers and forced to use all of them. So Gyökeres to Thiago, upgrade Reinders to Sar, and Rodon to Keane. Yeah, pretty much this is what I would do, I think, or try to find a way to buy Bukayo Saka. But again, I'm not in a rush to buy any Arsenal attackers. FPL, the English Aussie, thank you so much for joining the stream. Really appreciated. Also, guys, if you don't know the English Aussie, check his channel if you enjoy FPL content. Obviously, he was here last week on stream, so yeah, he makes also great content on YouTube if you want to check him out. Thanks a lot for joining, mate. How are you? Pedro to Mateta for a hit. That's tough. I mean, you know, I've also, hi Thomas. Also, thank you so much for joining the stream. I'm not really into hits. Long term, definitely, I like Mateta better. So yeah, I think that I would just do it. Again, I'm not sure if I would do it for my team. If I would sell, if I would sell João Pedro for a hit to get Mateta in, but yeah, it makes sense long term. The only problem is the fixtures for Chelsea are great after Game Week 10, so I still think that João Pedro at some point is going to do something in FPL. But yeah, a really tough question, Thomas Otto. Yes, I mean now keep Gyökeres. No. If I want Gyökeres is the player I want to get rid of, right? From all these players I have, Gyökeres and Reinders. So I would not keep Gyökeres. But again, it's Burnley away, so I just don't think that's such a bad week to have him anyway. So yeah, probably I would roll the transfer, honestly. Team looking strong, Gyökeres aside. So yeah, I sold Van de Ven, Kudus, and João Pedro to Mateta, Minte, and Munoz. So yeah, I didn't have enough cash to get Sar instead of Minte, but yeah, who knows? Maybe next week, maybe. So, and also the fact that he's going to go to African Cup of Nations, although I know that it's not something you should worry right now. Yeah, I decided I'm going to go without Ismail Assar, and I wanted to have more Munoz and Mateta. So yeah, if I had to lose one, I lost Sar. Thanks, Dennis. You are a great channel yourself. Thanks a lot, FPL English Aussie. I'm just about to head to airport and saw your stream, so popped on to say hi. Thanks a lot. Where you're flying, mate? Keep up the great work. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for being here, for joining, and have a nice flight, mate, wherever you're going. Do you think Burn is still worth having in the team as a double Newcastle defense? Pope, the second Newcastle player, as my goalkeeper. Now, if you have double Newcastle defense, yeah, I think that you should keep them for the moment. They are going to play against West Ham, who are one of the worst team in the Premier League, or even the worst one. So, yeah, I would just keep them for now. Thanks, man. It is a dilemma. I have Sar to cover some Palace attack. Yeah. The thing is, Mateta rised in price already, so I'm not sure if he's close to rise again, or if João Pedro is close to drop right now. If maybe there's going to be some swings, let's say 0.2, 0.3 millions, then maybe I would take the hit. But other than that, if you didn't sold him yet, I think that you should also think about keeping João Pedro, although I know it is really frustrating. I sold him on Sunday and I'm really happy that I'm over that. Sent him on Twitter. Yeah, we're going to make a free draft first for wins, and then guys, if you want me to check your teams, send them on Twitter. Let me just show you where. You have the links to all my socials in the description of this stream. So yeah, pretty much wherever you want, you can post your teams here, like Rizwan Ali, or just tag me in any picture. Yeah. Do you think Sunderland can take a win against Everton? Because I have Mukiele. I have also Alderete, and I'm debating whether to start Rodon or Alderete. But also I have Njae, so yeah. I definitely think that Sunderland can win against Everton. Now, if they are not going to concede, I can't really tell you that. They are a great defense for what is worth. I was impressed with them. All the chances they can get the result definitely against Everton, because I think that Everton are not really an amazing team, let's say, at the moment yet, but Everton also improved in attack, so yeah, I think that it's really close. It depends which defender do you have anyway, instead of Mukiele. Mukiele also is good for defensive contributions, or if he's going to play as a right back, maybe he's going to get you some assists, maybe some goals. Thanks for the tips. Then he's going to wait until after Liverpool Palace tonight to make the Porro to Munoz transfer. Yeah, you better do that, because right now you don't have anything to lose. If you didn't make the transfer earlier this week, just wait. Just wait for the game to be done. And if Munoz is not going to look like rising anytime soon, I would advise you to even wait for the press conferences, because maybe some other players are going to get injured from your team. Maybe some other injuries are going to pop up. So yeah, if you're not going to be priced out, I would just advise you to wait. So yeah, Wins, I don't know if he's here anymore. Let's try to build a free team for Gaming 10. Now, again, it really depends if you want to go for a more differently freed, or just pick the best players, I think. So yeah, let's see. On a freed, I still think that I would go for Bukayo Saka, although you could go entirely with 3 defenders from Arsenal pretty much, but it's Burnley, so I would like to have some coverage from Arsenal. So yeah, looking at the fixtures, Mateta, yeah, probably I would go triple Crystal Palace, honestly. Probably I would go for Munoz. Probably I would go for Pope in goal against West Ham. I would like to add, yeah, maybe someone like Mbeumo could be a nice option on a free. Let's just buy some cheap defenders. Probably I'll go for Nalo, a 3.8 defender. Then, yeah, a goalkeeper. I would go for, yeah, whatever goalkeeper you want. And then, yeah, then it really depends. You could go for players from Newcastle, players from Brighton. They're going to play against Leeds. Someone like Unjae could be nice. And also it really depends how different you want to go, because yeah, for an example, I think that someone like Voldemort is a good option against West Ham. They were really bad. How about Van de Ven? Yeah, I sold Van de Ven. Emery. Yeah, I had Van de Ven first on my bench. I sold him because I just think that the fixtures are not great. I don't really care that he scored 23 points. It's not going to happen probably ever this season for him to score that amount of points. But yeah, fair enough to anyone who played him this game week. What an amazing score for you. So yeah, pretty much. Let's say we're going to play with 3 defenders, right? In that case, you can add another cheap defender, and that would be, I don't know, Tuanzebe from Burnley. And then in midfield, let's say someone like Sar, let's say someone like Njae, and you have 4.5 millions. Let me just see the maximum I can get. If I have 3 dead spots, so that's maybe a little bit risky. Maybe you should have one player who's going to play at least on your bench, but let me just see. So I'm going to have 0.2 millions in the bank for that, for this team, which is looking really nice. For you have 3 players from Arsenal against Burnley, you have 2 from Newcastle, 3 from Palace. Yeah, now other forwards worth looking at are, yeah, Thiago against Crystal Palace away, but again not an amazing fixture. Welbeck against Leeds could be a nice option also. But if you're talking about Voldemort or Gordon from Newcastle, if you don't want to go for both of them, probably I would just go for Voldemort for more safety, let's say. So yeah, from the forwards, you don't really have a lot of other options. If we look in midfield, this is where you can make some changes. Enzo against Tottenham, I would not go for him. You could go for someone like Gakpo if you want to go different. You could go for someone like Eze instead of Saka, upgrade one of your midfielders. But again, Njae, a penalty taker, I like him. You could go for Gordon from Newcastle. You could go for Minte. Yeah, this is really close to what I would do probably with a Frit, honestly. And yeah, you don't really have a lot of other options in midfield. It is pretty much Bruno Fernandes if you want to get him in, Gakpo, Gordon, Minte. Not a lot of other picks came into my mind at the moment. So yeah. Other than Haaland, the captain should be either Mateta, Voldemort, or any Arsenal players, right? I mean, yeah, if you have Mateta and Voldemort, I would just go Mateta. But again, if you have Bukayo Saka, yeah, if you don't want to go for Haaland, let's say, as a captain, which probably I'm going to go for Haaland because this is how I'm playing. If I had Bukayo Saka, probably I would go for him, and then Mateta, and then maybe Gabriel or something like that. So yeah, that would be the order. So Vince, I don't know if you're still here. This is a free team, close to what I would go, and yeah, If you want to change some things here and there, if you want to go more different, if you want to go more template, that's up to you. But yeah, this is close to what I would do if I was freeting. Now moving to Twitter. We're going to start with Rizwan Ali. So how many free transfers do you have, man? So I can make thanks, mate. No problem, Wins. Please let me know what would you change. I'm really interested to hear about. Again, on a free, I would try to, I don't know, if you don't want to go template, if you want to go a little bit more different, obviously you need to go with some players from Arsenal, right? I think that's a must. But take 1, 2, 3 different picks you just think that are going to do well this game week, in particular, because try to have a little bit of fun with the frit. Probably that's why what's supposed to be happening with the frit anyway. Try to go a little bit different than the crowd. But again, if you're going to have anyway 3 players from Crystal Palace, not I guarantee you that not everybody is going to have 3 players from Crystal Palace, so that's already differential, let's say. Just a second, guys. So you have 1 free transfer, okay. Then 11 people also on the stream. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. Leave a like, hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. It would really help the channel, and it really means a lot to me. So yeah, thanks a lot for being here. Used 1 free transfer to do Mateta in for Gyökeres. Okay, so you kept João Pedro and you're thinking about taking a hit. Now with your team, yeah, what just comes into my mind, maybe that's because I made the transfers. At some point you're going to need to get rid of Van de Ven. I know that he scored 23 points for you, and that's amazing. Congrats on that, but the fixtures are just not there for Spurs to keep clean sheets, a lot of them at least. He's not particularly good for defensive contributions, so yeah, if you have the chance, I would sell Van de Ven, but yeah, I'm not sure how much money you have into your bank. So if you have the money to go straight from Van de Ven to Munoz, probably I would do that. Or yeah, João Pedro. Again, if you sold Gyökeres already, I'm not sure if I would take João Pedro out for a hit, honestly. I appreciate that. I went try Gabriel Munoz burn. Yeah, perfectly fine. Obviously, if you want to go for burn, if you want to go for Pope, that's up to you. It's not such a big difference. Mbeu Mosaka, Bruno Guimaraes, Semenyo, Mateta, Haaland, and Welbeck. Welbeck, another good option. Welbeck, Minte. Yeah, I just don't know about Semenyo, Bruno, and Welbeck. On a free, I would try to go against Semenyo now. I know that his ownership is huge at the moment, and he could return against Manchester City. But on a free, I would not go for Semenyo. That's just how I would do. I would try to bet against him, because after all, it's Manchester City away, which is not a great fixture anyway. So yeah. So you have 1.4 millions in the bank. Then you can do, you're either, what I would do from your team, at least I think that I would do Van de Ven to Timber or to Munoz. Now which one you prefer, that's entirely up to you, but I think that I would do that and deal maybe with João Pedro other time if you don't want to take a hit. Hi Henry Hints, can you check what you would do with my team? Did you send me your team on Twitter? Henry, thanks a lot for joining. Yeah, I agree. Thanks. No problem, Wings. I thank you a lot for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. So, uh, let me just a second to see the team of Henry on Instagram. So, triple Arsenal would be ideal, I think. Uh, no, I would not take a -4 to take out João Pedro, but no, if you have Mateta and João Pedro, I would not take a -4 to sell João Pedro. I think Henry. And yeah, other than that, I think that I would go. You're asking me if I would go Timber or Munoz, and I really like both of them. I don't know. As a more fun pick, I think that I would go Munoz, but Timber is perfectly fine if you don't have already a double up from Arsenal. And I think that you should have two defenders at least from Arsenal as soon as possible. But yeah. I don't want Stark and Ryan this as 7 and 8 attacker. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, you need to upgrade one of them as soon as possible also. So yeah, if you have the money to go Reindeers to Sar, that's perfectly fine also. But yeah, you don't have a lot of free transfer, so I can't really advise you to take a lot of hits, because I'm not sure if I would take a lot of hits if I was into your situation. Now, again, Reindeers to Sar, Van de Ven to Munoz, João Pedro to Voltemart. All these options, all these transfers are going to improve your team. So you just need to see which combination is better for you. Now, if you look a little bit at Emery, Emery also, if you can help me with how much money do you have into your bank, how many free transfers, or is this wildcard team? I guess not, right? This is not a wildcard. Hasn't Calafiori started every game so far? Yeah, you're right. Now Calafiori has a little bit of an injury doubt right now, so I would try to wait more and see if he's going to be fit to play, obviously, in Game Week 10. So again, Timber, Calafiori, both of them are good options. I just prefer more Timber, I think, but it's not too much into it. It's just a personal preference, probably. So yeah, both of them are attacking in their own right. Now, I don't think that they're going to keep up with this level of attacking output like someone like Munoz, but yeah, Calafiori is perfectly fine if he's fit. Yeah, he's also a great option. Lemony. Already used my 3 free transfers. Okay, so this is your final team, pretty much. Calafiori, Timber, Pope, Van de Ven. Nice. Yeah, that's how I would go in defense, because you have... or maybe I would take... I think that I would play Mukiele, honestly, against Everton instead of Van de Ven. Could Spurs keep a clean sheet against Chelsea? yeah, it is possible, but I would much rather think that Sunderland are going to keep a clean sheet against Chelsea, against Everton. So, yeah, it really depends. Also, Mukiele is better for defensive contributions. So, uh, yeah, now obviously it is tough for me to advise. I'm really scared to advise anyone to not play Van de Ven after he scored 2 goals in a single game, but I just don't think that's going to happen every game. Honestly, Saka, Chaka, Mbeu, Mominte, really nice midfield. Haaland, Voltemart, and Mateta. Yeah, you have a really nice attack, a really nice midfield. So now there with Semenyo and Chaka, I'm not so sure which player. I think that I would play Semenyo honestly if this was my team. Maybe to be safe, maybe to try to avoid I don't know, the huge ownership of Semenyo. And personally, I think that Bournemouth are going to score against Man City, or at least they're going to have some chances to score against Manchester City. So I think that I would play Semenyo instead of Chaka. But yeah, if you want to go for Chaka, there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, I Rizzer from Discord here. Hi James, thank you so much for joining the stream. Really good to see you here. Now this is going to be a short stream, guys, because yeah, usually I'm going to try to have a guest stream, let's say midweek, where I'm going to try to have another person here with me, trying to preview the next gaming. But now I'm just alone here, so yeah, it's pretty much just a Q&A stream. Thanks a lot for joining the stream. Also, guys, now that James is here on the chat, he helped me a little bit with the Discord chat. If you want to join my Discord, you have the link into my description. But what I wanted to ask you guys, because I'm not an expert really in Discord and all this kind of stuff, and I don't really have the time, honestly, to do that. I wanted to ask if any one of you uh, has, I don't know, any knowledge about Discord or how to set up different channels, and maybe some experience with bots and all that stuff, because yeah, I would like to use some help, but again, that's just if you want to do that. So yeah, at the moment it's not such a big audience anyway on Discord, but yeah, we could chat there if anyone is up to. And yeah, so yeah, your team looks great for this gaming. Not a lot to add. Let's see if we have any news about the games tonight. Now, probably not yet. So this is a league team for Liverpool: Woodman in goal, Ramsey, Gomez, Robertson, Kerkez, Andonioni, McAllister, Rio, Chiesa, Morrison. That would be a really interesting lineup for Liverpool, and I think that Crystal Palace are just going to win if this is actually going to be the first. Yeah. So anyway, guys, if you don't know, if Crystal Palace are going to win against Liverpool, there is going to be a small chance of a double gaming for Crystal Palace in gaming 19 or something like that. Now the chances are low, are not that high, obviously, but an interesting thing to keep up. If you didn't use your fleet already, maybe that's going to be a nice time to use it if actually we're going to have a double gaming. Um, just join your Discord. Thank you so much, Emery. Now, again, it was an old Discord channel created by one of my members 2 or 3 years ago. So, yeah, pretty much he created it. Uh, and I'm not sure if I should make another one, because I think that he's the owner and I don't know what to do with that. So, yeah. But anyway, Yeah, an interesting lineup. If that's true for Liverpool, that's going to be really interesting. What gaming should I use my triple captain? Yeah, Emery, I would I would answer this question if I knew myself in which gaming I'm going to use it. Now, if we move, let's move a little bit here and see the fixtures, right? So if we move to gaming 11, Man City against Liverpool, probably not. Now, it really depends which players would you like to use your triple captain. If at the moment, probably everybody is just going to use their triple captain on Erling Haaland, right? Because his form is just amazing. Now, maybe a lot of things are going to change in the future, but yeah, let's look where do you have the possibility to do that, right? And also, it depends if you're not going to use any other chip in that gaming. So, against Liverpool, again, Liverpool were really bad, but I'm not sure if I would use it against Liverpool. In Game Week 12 against Newcastle, I would not use it. Against Leeds, could be an option here. Man City, I would target the fixtures when Haaland is going to play at home, because City and Haaland are just better at home. So Game Week 13 could be an option against Leeds. Against Fulham, I'm not sure if I would do it here. Away against Sunderland in 15 could be another option. Uh, and then probably my favorite one at the moment is Game Week 17, Manchester City against West Ham. Probably at the moment this is where I'm lining up using my triple captainship, but a long way to go. Let's see if Haaland is going to be fit. Let's see if he's still going to be in this form in that time. So yeah, Game Week 18 against Forest is not bad, and Game Week 19 it's against Sunderland, but I'm not sure which Game Week is the last one you can use. I think I will use when Man City facing West Ham. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's my favorite spot at the moment. Considering how bad West Ham are at the moment, how good Haaland is. Yeah, have only triple captainship left and waiting for Man City versus West Ham United. Yeah, okay, guys. So you read my mind. You pretty much know. I'm not sure why you're still asking me. You already think like me. So yeah, definitely I would target Haaland, and I would target the fixtures where when Man City are going to play at home. So not a lot of science. I think that the triple captain is the weakest chip of them all, so I would not take too much time thinking about it. That's why at the moment I don't feel any pressure about when I'm going to use the free, when I'm going to use the triple captain. So yeah, West Ham getting relegated, Haaland should have a hat trick or so. Yeah, again, that's the funny thing about FPL. If you used it against Everton, Haaland scored 2 goals. If you used it against Burnley, Haaland scored 3 goals. You're just never going to know when he's going to get that amount of goals, because like what happened last season when everybody captained him, I think against Sunderland, and he blanked, or he scored just 1 goal, I think, and he had a lot of chances. But yeah, just use it. If you want to use it on other players than Haaland, I think that's also perfectly fine. You just need to, hey, Wi-Fi just went for a bit. I can help with the bots and all. Thanks, James. Yeah, so we're going to keep in touch. Then I need to see. I would like to have a bot, for an example, when the games are played in the weekend, to, I don't know, connect it to the Fantasy Premier League, let's say Twitter page. So you're going to get notifications when any player is going to score goals, something like that. So yeah, maybe injury related, something like that. We're going to talk after the stream. If any of you have any expertise in Discord channels or something that, yeah, I would really need some help. Okay, Dennis, I got to go. Thanks for your opinion. Really appreciate it and hope you have a nice day. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I'm not going to stay longer, too long anyway. So thanks a lot, Emery, for jumping here on the stream. Really appreciate it. Have a nice evening and yeah, hopefully seeing you on Sunday, right? When's the deadline stream? So yeah, guys, keep the main idea here, keep your free hits intact at the moment, because in case you're going to get maybe a double game week. To do. Yeah. So yeah, guys, you're going to see also me talking about my team selection, what I need to figure it out if I want to play Rodon, Senesi or Alderete in that spot, my third defender. Tomorrow probably is going to be up the channel my team selection for gaming 10. If you enjoyed it, please consider give it a watch. But yeah, would you do -4 to do Tarkovsky to Munoz? Definitely not. Definitely not in this gaming. Henry Hines. Everton are playing against Sunderland, so I would just keep Tarkovsky honestly for that fixture. After that, yeah, at some point I would like to get rid of Tarkovsky. Although if you have Tarkovsky right now, the fixtures are not that bad for Everton. If we take a look at them, the bad fixtures are gone pretty much. They're going to play against Sunderland, Fulham and Man United. Okay, not amazing. Sunderland, Fulham in the next two are good. Then Manchester United, Newcastle, not great. Bournemouth also. Forest, Chelsea, Arsenal. So yeah, the fixtures are pretty much mixed with Tarkovsky, but for the next two, I think that is fine at least. And even if you need to play Tarkovsky against Man United, is not such a big problem because he's great for defensive contributions, right? And would you put Timber in for Tarkovsky or Van de Ven? Uh, just a second to look at your team again. If you buy Timber, Henry Hines, I would play Gabriel, Tarkovsky, and Timber, and I would bench Senesi. I would bench Senesi, Van de Ven, and play Timber. Yeah. Again, as you can see from my screen, I'm benching Senesi for Rodon at the moment. So I just think that Bournemouth are going to concede against Manchester City. So although Senesi probably is going to get defensive contributions, if they are going to, I don't know, concede 2, 3, 4 goals, something like that, then I don't really care about defensive contributions. So I much rather would target a defender like Rodon, who's also decent for defensive contributions and have a easier fixture. But yeah, for what's worth, I think that also Leeds can concede against Brighton anyway. So yeah, guys, if you don't have any more questions, yeah, we're going to leave it here. I think we're streaming for 1 hour. Okay, so yeah, a short stream was today. Um, I meant transfer-wise, would you do Timber instead of Tarkovsky or Van de Ven? Uh, Now, obviously, it's a different kind of money, so I would rather first get rid of Van de Ven, honestly, than Tarkovsky. Yeah, I would rather get rid of Van de Ven first and then deal with Tarkovsky. No point me getting Belmo right. He's got AFCON international breaks coming. Love the stream, by the way. I think that if you're going to buy Belmo for Gaming 10, it's perfectly fine because a lot of people are buying Sar right now, and he's also going to go to African Cup of Nations, but you're still going to get 6 gamings out of him. So I don't think that right now is the moment to worry about African Cup of Nations because we're also going to get 5 free transfers to deal with those players. At the moment, I have which players I have? Unjae and Semenyo who are going to go to AFCON. So yeah, not a problem for me. If you want to buy Mbeumo right now, it's okay. If you want to buy Sar, it's okay because yeah, you're going to have time to deal with those transfers. If you're asking me this in gaming 14, 15, 13 maybe, then I would say yeah, maybe pay a little bit of attention before buying African Cup of Nations players because they are going to miss obviously and you need to ship them out. But right now Mbeumo is fine. If you want to buy him this week, yeah, I don't see a problem with that. Oh yeah, 5 gamings, that's actually way more than I thought. Yeah, and I'm not sure even if I think that they're going to play in gaming 16 if I'm not wrong, but yeah, obviously I need to check that out. So let's say gaming 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and if we put also 16, it's 7 gamings, which is a lot. So uh, in the meantime, you can get a lot of free transfers and you can deal with them. And also you're going to get 5 free transfers before African Cup of Nations. So yeah, I just don't think that's such a big problem right now with the new rules. So yeah, it's 5. It's a minimum of 6 gamings, maybe even 7 you're going to get from Beumo. So also the thing is the next 4 fixtures are not amazing for Man United. I mean, Forest is okay. Then it is Spurs, Everton, Crystal Palace. So 3 out of the next 4 fixtures are away for Manchester United, which is not great, but yeah. After that, it's West Ham and Wolverhampton in gaming 14 and 15. This is probably the period you really want to have in Belmo against West Ham and Wolverhampton. And then against Bournemouth in gaming 16, you can just ship him out. Yeah, read something about him staying for Villa and Newcastle, so around another 8 gamings. Yeah, pretty much that's it. Okay guys, so thanks a lot for joining me on stream today. It was shorter today, but yeah, I'm going to see you next on stream on Saturday before the deadline, so make sure you be there. And tomorrow I'm going to upload my team selection where I'm going to discuss about my team. Now obviously you saw the team here, probably how it's going to look like, but yeah, make sure you watch that video if you want to support, if you want to help this channel. What team do you support, by the way? It's Liverpool, and yeah, I know it's not great, it's not looking great at the moment, but hopefully it's going to get better. So yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan. Anyway, yeah, if you have any other questions for me, yeah, I'm going to answer on Instagram, on Twitter, on X, on Discord, and we can keep chatting there. And yeah, going to see you next time. I wish you all a great day, and yeah, good night, good evening, and yeah, good luck at work tomorrow. Cheers, thanks a lot for joining, and bye.